$55.08 this week, and it's not as bad as it could have been. You know, could have been worse. So, our first day trading was Monday, August 11th, 2025. I entered one position right here on a breakout pullback, which that's a fine entry. I should have entered above this high, but I didn't. Could have entered here too. Close, yeah, fine closes. Probably just close both positions below this bar's low. Our next entry was right here, which this doesn't really make sense at all. Why I entered here, I have no idea. Because it wasn't like, it was with trend at least, but like it just doesn't, I don't know why I entered there. That's all I can tell you guys. I was gonna give a reason to say, but it's because it was a big bar with the trend, but that's like it's no, a bear channel right here. I think a better entry could have been here on the breakout pullback above this bar's high, or maybe above this bar's high or above this bar's high, but that obviously didn't happen. And also, I shouldn't have lost this much money. I should have closed below this bar's low or somewhere in there, and instead I closed I had my stop loss about right here, and I closed about right there because I couldn't lose that extra $3. And obviously it went in my favor afterwards, but that was not a good entry. Should wait for a breakout pullback, because this is really the breakout, and it's just not something I want to take. This next entry was bad. I closed for $8. I had a meeting at 11:30, but that's not why it's bad. It's bad because it's just after this big bull spec. I know it was climatic, but you don't enter here. I think a breakout like right here was a great entry on the breakout pullback under this bar's low. This entry was way too risky, and I should not have taken it, but I got $8, but still. And then if you missed that one, you could have. This probably would have been a good short, would have got stopped out, but this would have been a good short as well. And this, I don't know what the hell I was doing down here on a short. I couldn't tell you guys, so I'm just going to scratch that one. At least it was with trend. This one, why are we buying? Actually, I know why I bought, because I thought it was a climatic overshoot, but it's so counter trend, it's unbelievable, and it doesn't make sense. At least there was some logic behind it. And second of all, why am I not closing? I could have got out at break even still. And that doesn't give me an excuse. I should not have entered there. This buy is not as bad. I wanted to enter down here on the low because it was climactic at the end of the trend. But why am I, it's still counter trend, and I'm not taking those anymore, guys. And yes, you suck at trading. I'm talking to me. That's because it's true. Okay, next day, 2 entries minus $202 right here above this bar's high. It wasn't the worst. At least it was a breakout pullback, but this is such a strong top, and I don't know why I'm buying into here. And second, I shouldn't have got out below this bar's low. I should have got out below this bar's low, and I don't even think I should have been in this trade. It wasn't the worst entry, though. This next one is awful. I mean, just awful. Why am I entering above this bar's high after this sell-off? Just wait for the breakout pullback. And then, this... Oh, God. Next entry was I entered below this bar's low, which I don't mind that. Could have entered below this bar's low, too, on the breakout pullback. And it was... I like this entry. There's nothing wrong with this one, but why am I not closing after this bull reversal bar? I should have been out at break even, and instead I lost $180. And then next, I think buying above this bar's high would have been a great entry after the pullback, because we had bull strength early in the day. The bear strength was not that strong, and I think that's a good trade. And it obviously looks great now, but we got to start implementing that. Our next buy could have been above this bar's high, which I was thinking about. I had it written down right here, but obviously didn't take it. This bar could have been our next buy with trend strong reversal bar. But at that point, obviously was not allowed to trade for the rest of the year, for the rest of my life. Our next entry was here on this bar. We broke out kind of this little trading range, and I guess we broke out, then we pulled back, and then I entered above it. Which I love this entry. Good entry. I think I should be closing on limit orders At least, oh, I guess it was only one entry, so yeah. But yeah, I don't want to hold that till the rest of the day. Get out there. I think I got out below this bar's low. Okay, Wednesday. Guys, I just after that day, I really just, and this is the first entry. I'm just gonna start taking breakout pullbacks and no more counter trend, no more. It's like just think about it before you take it. And I practice and I've looked at the charts, and I think that's why these days are profitable. And I need to continue to be disciplined and not take the just trades that are absolutely stupid. Okay, let's see here. Our first entry was above this bar's high. We broke out of this range. We pulled back. I like those buys. I don't know where I closed one because I got scared when it went below this bar's low, which honestly, that's not terrible. I don't hate that. And our second entry, we closed just right here. Should have just closed below this bar's low. Obviously, it wasn't going in our favor. And after that big doji, should be looking to get out. So at this point, we're still bullish. And then we have this big bearish whatever. And I like this entry here in a breakout pullback, shorting below. That broke out, pulled back, and then we shorted below this large low. Sat through that, which I would have moved my stop to above this high, and it obviously didn't get hit. Wouldn't have liked that bar, but I think it would have had to stuck through it because we didn't even go above its high. We eventually went down, and I closed right around here for plus $100. Somewhere on this bar. And I entered again on this breakout, which I like this entry, breakout pullback, but I closed literally right away because I did not want to trade. I don't know why I didn't want to trade, but I just did not want to trade. Wasn't feeling it. And like, I know you're supposed to do this stuff even when you don't feel like it, but in this situation, I was like, I just need to get out and come back later to the market. Okay. So it was just like kind of a T range, honestly, for most of the rest of the day. But I just did the sim later in the day because that's when I usually trade awful. And I entered here on the sim, and I had one out on a limit order down here. Is what I put on the sim, and it worked out greatly. And I don't think this is the best entry after this. And it's not terrible with the trend, but it's at this point we're in a T range, but we're at the top of the T range. So it wasn't the worst trade. It wasn't the best, but I took it, and I don't think I'd take that again. Just because all the wicks. Okay. So that day was plus 100. Oh, I guess I should tell you. The first day was minus 340. The next day was minus 670. That day was plus 107. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Minus 343, minus 670. Next day was 107, and Thursday was $23. So the entry I missed was right here, which this is right too. It's better to be late than not enter. And after the past couple of days, I don't blame myself for not wanting to enter on this breakout pullback. But I have changed how I'm trading, and I've learned a lot this week after that terrible day, which is honestly, it's a good thing. But I definitely could have entered on this breakout pullback here. And I missed that, whatever. Took the next one, bought up here, closed one for $36, which that's fine. Closed under this bar's low. Next, I entered. That's not the worst entry in the world, but I don't like how strong that bear reversal bar was. And that's the reason you could have avoided that. But that was still with trend, and it was a breakout pullback technically, but it doesn't look clean. Like the strong bear reversal or strong bull reversal bar, I think you should just be more patient. We closed there, which I think we closed at a good spot. But yeah, that's good. We closed at a good spot on this bar. Next entry was above this bar's high, which is a great breakout pullback. Closed for plus $35, and at this point I was only doing one entry, but I was like wanted to enter on limit orders. Oh, here too. I wanted two. I should have had two entries, so then I could have closed on limit orders, but I knew I couldn't risk that much, or else I'd blow the account. But I actually put a limit order right below this high, which that was cool to see it turn down from there. Obviously, I didn't get filled because, well, I guess I didn't put a. You guys are gonna think I'm an idiot. I would have closed there if I had two entries on the limit because it was such a strong top. And then our next entry was right here on this bar. Oh, wait, no, we didn't enter there. Good, I'm glad I didn't enter there. Yeah, that's a good non-entry. I don't like how strong this bar was, but this wasn't a terrible bar to enter on after the breakout pullback. I don't hate that. Then I closed somewhere in here, which is good to close. Good to get out here. Next entry was below this bar's low on a breakout pullback, which I like this entry too. I don't know how I only made $9 on it, but I did. And then this bar came down. We made a double bottom. I bought above this bar's high. And I was just, once again, I just was tired of trading, wanted to be done, so I just closed because I felt like I was going to start making stupid decisions. But in hindsight, this was a good entry. Wouldn't have got stopped out if I would have stuck with the trade, but we did, so. Besides that, they could have entered above this bar's high on a breakout pullback and above this bar's high on a breakout pullback. And that's that day. Okay, Friday. So we had a big reversal bar to open, pull back, and I entered below this bar's low, which I think that's a great entry, breakout pullback with the big bar trend. I stuck through this bar, which is good, and then we went down. I closed above this bar's high, and I closed another above. I must have got a really bad fill because I know I had my stop right here. But yeah, I closed for $33 and $78. And yes, those are two good entries. Definitely don't look for buys, which I'm happy I didn't do that. The next sell, I had it marked out right here. I was debating entering here after this breakout and the pullback. And honestly, this could have been a breakout pullback too, but I like this breakout pullback much better. Could have shorted below this bar's low, didn't. That's all right. Missed out. That was better to be late than early. My next entry was a great entry on this breakout, then this pullback, and then the short. And I closed one above this bar's high, and I accidentally closed the other, like right here too, at the same spot. I meant to only close one, but I closed two, and it was going to move above this high. And then I didn't want to re-enter until I got another signal, so I just put my two stop sell orders below this bar's low, and we got in and made a quick little profit. Closed one on a limit. Well, actually, it was a stop. I had a limit order down here, and I was like, maybe I'll let it go. And then I moved the stop to right here for one. Then I closed the other above this bar's high. I didn't trade the rest of the day, and it was pretty much just a crappy day, crappy T range after that first move. But we made $197 on this day, which was a good finish to the week, and I think this will be a good day for me, the minus 670, even though it's like not, but I did learn from it, and oh God, we just got to keep getting better, keep learning, keep not taking the shitty entries, and learn how to turn the sim into real life, guys. I'll show you the sim numbers, and these are like I'm actually trading. I'm trading two positions, and the market's super volatile in here. That's why I'm able to make this much. Like the moves are actually insanely huge, but as you can see, there. But that's what we've been doing recently on the sim, and obviously it's a sim, but like I'm not cheating. Like I see the bar and then I enter. So I just need to somehow turn this mindset into this mindset, which I think it's coming. Just gotta stick with it and keep taking the breakout pullbacks and not the counter trend shitters and the trading range shitters, and gotta quit taking the shitters and start taking the I don't know where's. But we're at like $200 and we're back up to 600. I don't think it was 200. Maybe it was. I think it might have been. It was like 250, and then we got a trade and blah 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 blah. But we're at like 650 now. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. And the $1,000 will be $1 million. I guess technically the $600 will be $1 million in about 3 weeks. See you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.